Only it was a weekend thing, but now they just say to me, "Oh, you're gonna be coming on Wednesdays." I'm like, "Oh no, no weekdays." Well, now I've got him like 2 days a week, an hour during the week and about 3 hours during the weekend. So it's like a mad weekend family time hustle during the week. So no time for Joshua, man.
Well,
Joshua is
listen,
looking for more time.
that's okay, Joshua, because as long as they're not scheduling the soccer practice during Unstuck Tuesdays, we can actually spare you on Wednesdays. So we are volunteering your time to go coach on Wednesdays.
Yes,
So
for sure.
problem solved. See, we're already solving problems here. We're already getting people getting people unstuck. Well, to everybody else on the call, I hope you guys had a good Monday, and I hope you're having a great Tuesday as well. We're going to get right into your questions. The number one question, the only question that I want to answer and that Joshua wants to answer for you specifically today, this hour, is where are you stuck? And how can we help you get unstuck? Okay? So really, we literally, not theoretically or figuratively, we literally want to know, where are you stuck this week? Where are you stuck today? And how can we get you unstuck? Go ahead and start to share that with us now. Let us know what you're working on for the week. What's your project for the week? What part of that project is daunting? Where do you think you could use some help? And let's talk through that. Okay, is that fair? Cool. What we'll do first and foremost, though, while you guys are formulating and sharing where you are indeed stuck, and thanks to everybody that's already sharing that, while you're formulating that, I want to talk through something that Joshua and I often like to talk about. See, we're kind of business nerds, okay? See, we find it hard to turn off the business switch. Okay, so even during relaxation time, I'm like when he's at the soccer field watching his son on Saturdays, he's getting emails from me like, "Oh my goodness, I just thought about this idea," or "Did you hear about this thing?" So he always has to hide the smartphone from his wife, because if she sees I'm emailing him on family time, she will not be happy. But I hope she's not on this call, by the way. But in any event, we love to talk about business, and one of the things that we talk about a lot is there's this book that I read several years ago called, I think it's called Blue Ocean Strategy. I think that's what it's called. I read it back in several years ago, but it was a really good book. And the idea about Blue Ocean Strategy is that this author kind of saw two different types of oceans, red oceans and blue oceans. And if you imagine red oceans are full of sharks. Okay, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of blood in the water. All these sharks are trying to feed on the same poor little fish or poor little sailor's arm or whatever it is they're feeding on. I don't know what sharks eat. But but then there's the concept of blue ocean where there's no
Okay.
competition, right? And what Joshua and I have found in our several years of business is that most businesses only know how to compete in a red ocean, right? They basically go where everybody else is. They go where there's blood in the water, and then they try to fight over that one sailor's arm. Sorry to any sailors that are on the phone. Don't mean to be insensitive, but I really don't know what sharks eat. But so the
Sorry,
concept in
guys.
yeah, so the concept in this Blue Ocean Strategy book is that as a business person, you ought to go where there is no competition, but there are still profits. And it takes a certain level of skill and expertise and experience to recognize those places of opportunity. So Joshua and I want to share one of those really, really big, a couple actually, of those really, really big areas of opportunity that are around us every day in our business and that are around our clients every day, these local business owners. But they can't see it, and sometimes we don't see it either. Okay, there are generally three ways to grow a business. The first way, and this is the default way, is to get more customers, right? Goodness, that makes sense. Almost every product that you buy, almost every business theory that you read, or every tactic that you practice has to do with getting more customers. So this is the default approach. You should be doing this. Your clients should be doing this. Please do not advise your clients to stop advertising. We want them to keep on advertising and to keep on bringing new customers in the door, okay? But it's not the only way. They could actually get customers, this is the second way, they could get customers to spend more when they buy. Spend more when they buy. And by the way, I think I was supposed to be recording this. I am recording this. Goodness, I'm a genius. Maybe it auto-recorded. I don't know. But it's recording, so I'm happy. Joshua, could you edit that last part out? I'll give Joshua some French fries from McDonald's. He'll be good. So the second way to grow a business is to get them to spend more money when they buy. And actually, speaking of, I guess that was a Freudian slip. McDonald's is a very good example. They almost invented the upsell in the fast food niche anyway. That very simple phrase, would you like fries with that? My goodness, I bet you they've made over $1 billion easily off of that simple phrase. And all they're doing is getting existing customers who are at the cash register to spend a little bit more. And I'll tell you, it's funny. I believe, I know Joshua's kids like to go to McDonald's. My kids love to go to McDonald's as well. I prefer a restaurant that's pretty common in the southeast area of the United States. Those of you who live in the southeast of the U.S., you know what I'm talking about. It's 3 words, Chick-Fil-A. Chick-Fil-A. Okay, yeah. Somebody on the call just said, Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Joshua, if you were in the U.S., you would understand. Okay, so Chick-fil-A, their slogan is, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Now, think about that one for a second. That's powerful. But Chick-fil-A has taken McDonald's upsell phrase, which is, would you like fries with that, okay? And Chick-fil-A will say, especially when you go through the drive-thru, and I hate this because they always get me when I'm going through the drive-thru. And they'll be like, and what else can we add? And every time they ask that, I always feel like, man, it's like they're in my brain. I mean, I wasn't going to get more, but my wife isn't here, and so, no one's going to give me a hard time if I get a little bit extra. So, I'm like, oh, yeah, could you add a little biscuit to that? They're like, great, sure. And what else can we add? I'm like, well, you have any more of those apple pies? They're like, yeah, certainly, we'll add those for you. And what else can we add? And they literally will not stop saying that until you beg for mercy. So we should be doing this, and our clients, our local business clients, should be doing this in their businesses as well. They should be getting customers to spend more when they buy. Now, if you make sure that the product that's being recommended is related, right, and it adds to what they've already purchased. So you don't want to give them something completely unrelated, like if McDonald's tried to sell you tires for your car. That wouldn't be such a good upsell, although it would be a higher ticket product, but it wouldn't be a good upsell. So McDonald's, you buy the burger, then they upsell the fries. It goes. It's genius. So a lot of businesses aren't doing that, and there are opportunities for you to help your clients to do that in their business. But there's even a third way. You can get those same customers who've already come into the door to come back more often. And I'm going to want to get Joshua to weigh in on this a bit, because he, of course, has a different perspective, considering they have different types of businesses in the UK and whatnot. So we'll get Joshua's take on these 3 ways of growing a business very shortly. But let me elaborate on this third one. The third one says, get those same customers to come back more often. And this is where the magic of the list comes into play. Whether it is an email list or a mobile list, whatever kind of list you have, that list is powerful. Even a direct mail list is powerful, because what are you able to do with the list? As a business owner, whether you're an offline consultant or you're a local business owner, you can create business on demand simply by sending out a time-sensitive offer. Now, the offer has to be compelling. You don't just want to say, hey guys, it's Tuesday, come on in. You want to say, hey guys, it's special deal Tuesday, half price off of XYZ widgets. Okay? And you do that on your slow days, during the slowest period of that day. So for example, I went to a Chick-fil-A a couple of weeks ago, and because I work from home, so occasionally I want a different scene, different setting. So I went to work from Chick-fil-A. It was about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I was having a late lunch, and I walked in there, and there was only one other customer in the entire restaurant. Now, this doesn't mean that Chick-fil-A is not popular. No. If you go at 12 noon, they have their drive-thru is literally 360 degrees around the building. Have you ever seen a 360 degree dry line of cars around the entire building? Chick-fil-A does crazy business. They do, I think they're only second to McDonald's as far as fast food franchises go, and they are only open 6 days a week. So think about that. So they probably outsell McDonald's Monday through Saturday. They close on Sunday. So they do good business, but at 3 p.m. it's a ghost town. There's no one there except me and this other lady who looked like she was retired, and she could just kind of be out at that time of day. So what if Chick-fil-A was actually giving offers that said half off coupon or get a free milkshake or a free, someone just said, again, get a free milkshake or a free smoothie between 2 p.m. and 4:30. That's probably their slowest period. On a Tuesday, right? I bet that's probably their slowest day. This is the type of stuff, I know a lot of you are having that aha moment right now. This is the type of stuff that you can actually teach your local business clients, and they will love you for it. But get this. They don't have to spend a dime on advertising to run this kind of campaign. There's a lot more to it, but it's not complicated at all. That's the exciting thing. Joshua, I want to get your take on this. I want to bring you in because you actually are the person who exposed me to the term customer reactivation. And I'd say the first time Joshua told me about customer reactivation, I was like, why is this guy so excited? Joshua generally gets excited whenever he talks about business stuff, but he was extra excited this time. So, Joshua, what's the deal with customer reactivation, and why is it of so much interest to you?
Basically, you're working with people that actually have paid money to be on your list. So, the best way to actually get more money off them is to offer them more stuff. So, it's interesting when half of the businesses, or 99% of the businesses, do not actually, they feel it's wrong to actually run a promotion to their customers, saying to them to come in for a deal. Many business owners I've actually spoken to found it very uncomfortable having to offer a deal to their customers, or maybe ask their customers, would you get this discount or grab this coupon? They found it very difficult, but they're happy to take their money for the immediate business that they wanted. So I'll question them to find out, okay, why are you doing this? Don't you think that it's easier to actually get your customers to buy from you because they trust and like you? It turned out to become like food for thought for them, because when they went back, one of them called me and said to me, is there something that we can do? And I then said to him, okay, do you have a list of your customers? And funny enough, he said to me, no.
Oh, hang on. So they didn't have a list.
He did not have a list of his customers. You know, he said he found it uncomfortable as well, taking their details.
Interesting.
Like, okay, someone is paying you now. Let's say dry cleaners. They come in, they'll pay you. You pay them for a service.
Yeah.
All they do is get the write a receipt, give you a name. They don't even bother asking you for a phone number.
Yeah, that's true. Or even if they get a phone number, they don't put it on a list. They might just call you to say your order.
Yeah, they don't even say anything. You know, half of the time they wouldn't want to bother you. They just give you a date when it's ready, when it's going to be ready. Just come in and come and pick it.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't actually try to get the business to the next level. Trying to like, okay, this guy has spent money with me, or he's going to be spending money with me. I should get his details so I can maybe send him an offer when it's slow, maybe during the weekends or during the weekdays, or whenever there's slow days. He might just say, 10 pounds wash, maybe 2 pounds off, or whatever. You know, throw in a discount somewhere, that customer appreciation discount. That's what I call it. You know, because you're just trying to appreciate their business. So by giving them discount to still buy from you, because at the end of the day, they still need that service. I'm trying to say, so it's not like a business like, let's say, a hair salon now. You still, after 6 weeks 3 weeks, 2 weeks, however long it takes you to for the lady to wear the hair or for the guy to groom themselves. It might take you. It might be a weekly stuff for you. For me, it's not a weekly thing. I haven't got the time for it. You know, I kind of like once I've got like a presentation or something to do, then I look at I look my sharpest. You know, but in my own case, if I had deals on my phone,
right,
but maybe my barber saying to me, "Oh, this Tuesday, £2 off or £3 off," I might just, you know what I mean, pick up my kids. I do my kids' haircut myself anyway, because that's kind of like my bonding time. You know, I used to I learned how to cut my hair just when I was a lot younger, because it was quite expensive for me to go pay £10. So I had to buy the clippers. I start working out how to work the clippers on my own hair. So
that's what
like,
happened to your hair. Sorry, please carry on.
So it was kind of like he's doing me a favor if he drops the price, and I look at it like, okay, that's about £6 off for 2 kids and an adult. You know what I mean? It makes it very easy for me now to jump in and say, you know what, there you go. I would rather spend my time doing something else. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the way I look at it. But many businesses fail to do that, and it's very important to have a list. Without a list, okay, let's say for instance now, a business now, let's say the business caught fire. Everything is gone. Everything is gone, right? And maybe insurance paid up and is moving somewhere else. How do you inform your customers that you're moving? What do you say to your customers?
Oh, you know that actually happened to Oprah. Happened to Oprah Winfrey. Now that you mention it, because she was on ABC, the TV network, for I think like 15,000 years or something. I don't remember. It was a long time, maybe 20 years, a while. And then she decided to go start her own network, right? And the funny thing is that maybe a year before she left ABC, Oprah opened her Twitter account, right? And of course, she got millions of followers. Well, that Twitter account ended up being a massive asset for Oprah because she had all her fans following her on Twitter. And she was able to instantly make sure they visited the OWN website. That's the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN. She was able to make sure they transferred over to her website and got caught up with her programming and all that type of stuff. So she mistakenly built a list, and it was even a non-traditional list. But if even Oprah Winfrey can benefit from having a list, hey, the local business, you know, can definitely benefit from that too.
This is it's like it's something that I wouldn't have actually thought of. I would actually have said to myself, or put bet any money that any dollar that Oprah would have a list.
She didn't have a list. Can you imagine that?
And that goes to show that if it can happen to the big boys, then the small timers or the guys that are actually looking to go big time don't even have a list. So this is the opportunity to actually walk into most businesses and just, you know, spark up a conversation without having to sell anything. Ask questions. You know, simple questions. You just want to know how business is going for them. Create a topic about them that would be forced to talk to you. It's not like they're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. No, they know that you're picking interest in their business, so they want to know what you want to know, and at the same time, they would love to talk about what they're doing. So this is like engagement that would get you to know what their problems are. And really and truly, the best way to actually deal with businesses is finding out what their problems are. Or if you can identify ahead of meeting up with a client, finding out what their problems are and having to show them what the problem is and how you can bring the solution, is the same way. You know, spark up a conversation. How's business doing? Do you regularly, how come you never took my information? Do you send out discounts to your customers every week? Do I get any discount by SMS? Whatever you may want to ask, do I get discounts if I join your business or I use your service today? Most businesses will tell you no. Half of the time, people are even scared to ask for that. You know what I'm trying to say? I've walked into businesses and asked for discounts, really, because I thought I was spending a lot of money. So I kind of like thought about it, why don't you give me a discount? I'm spending over £40 here trying to wash my clothes. I need a discount for next time. Then he took £5 off. I was glad. You know what I'm trying to say? So these are stuff that businesses, they do understand that. They do understand that, okay, for the first time, I'm coming to this business for the first time, spending £40. I'm a valuable customer. But the funny thing, he never got my details. So what do I do next time?
Yeah.
What do I do next time? I'll move on to the next business that might give me a discount, or maybe now put me on the list to get me regular discounts. I would stay on that list because I want discounts. It's just like my shopping. Tesco's, they're always sending me coupons. Whenever I go there, I pick up points. Maybe my next shopping, maybe I pay for something for £100, I get £10 off. I'm like, wow, okay, that's good. I'm trying to say, most smart businesses actually have all this in place. Loyalty, if it, either is by points, picking up the points, and then the points turns into credits to your shopping or whatever it may be. This is how to get businesses to actually make more money. Okay, so having to help them build that list is very important. You can actually turn their business around, single-handedly turn their business around by having to work with their list, nurture their list, and actually feed their list with what they want. Anyway,
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So Joshua, one thing, and thanks for sharing that. One thing that I noticed a lot of businesses missing, lacking, is a way to actually build that list, right? A mechanism for capturing those leads. So, for example, for businesses that make sales online, they might convert typically maybe at 1% or 2% of their visitors, right? So if 100 visitors visit a website, maybe 2 of them actually buy something. Well, what happens to the remaining 98% of those folks? It's almost like 100 people visit a store and actually walk into the store. They look around, but 98 of them leave without buying anything. In the real world, that looks pretty ridiculous, but it happens every day online. So there's actually an opportunity there, a pretty simple opportunity, and I want to get to a couple of questions that Harry and Thomas and some others have raised in a minute. So we'll wrap this up. But you have an opportunity if you're able to help their website, just as one example, maybe go from making 2 sales out of every 100 to making 4 sales or 6 sales out of every 100. You're basically doubling or tripling the profits of their website. And the way to do that is to capture a list, because of those 98 people that visited the site and left, a good number of them might still be interested in buying, but maybe they had a question that wasn't answered, maybe the timing wasn't right. It could be a whole bunch of different things. By getting them onto a list, you now have the opportunity to build that relationship with them. And so there are kind of 2 general approaches for finding new clients. This is really focusing on, if I can scroll back, focusing on the first way of growing a business, which is getting more customers, right? So even under getting more customers, you could focus on converting visitors on their first visit to your store into customers. You could focus on that, or you could focus on making sure that anyone that visits your store stays within your sphere of influence, joins your list, in other words. So that even if they don't buy on the first visit, and most people don't buy on the first visit, even if they don't buy on the first visit, you still have more opportunities, or your local business client has more opportunities to convert them into paying customers. So we shared a product with you guys today from our buddy Will R. Will the Dill, as he calls himself sometimes. Will is from down under. He's from Australia, and a really cool guy. But he created a neat little product called Local Lead Robot. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, You can check that out. Let me share the link. We put together a really nice bonus package. So if you didn't check it out yet, I want to make sure you have the opportunity to see it. And if you did check it out, I know you're very pleased with your purchase. So check that out. We have a limited time bonus on it. The link is is.gd/Mr. Roboto. is.gd/Mr. Roboto. I blame all bad jokes on Joshua. But if you like them, then I thought of them. So you be the judge. So yeah, go ahead and check out Local Lead Robot. Local Lead Robot helps you implement one facet of what Joshua and I were talking about. It helps the local business to build a list. It does so via the website. Now the bonus that we put together, you could call that Mobile Lead Robot, because what we have done is we've taken one niche, one very popular niche, and we've provided everything you need, soup to nuts, to help a local business in that niche build a list via mobile, which is even more lucrative than building via the website. So check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. Very good stuff. What I want to do right now is shift gears, Joshua, if I may, because there have been a number of really good questions. And we have a few things to kind of jog your memory or tickle your funny bone or get you inspired. We want to jog loose those things that have you stuck, those things that have your business clogged up right now. For some of you, it's going to be lead generation. For some, it's lead conversion. For some, it's building funnels. For some, it's reputation management. It might be lead fulfillment or sales presentations. Maybe you're struggling with lack of focus, or you don't have an accountability coach or partner. Maybe it's bright, shiny objects. Hello. A lot of people struggle with that. No shame in it. You know, it happens every day. Whatever it is, we want to talk about it right now and get you helped out. Want to get you unstuck. So let's see Joshua as your doctor right now, or your shrink. Whichever you prefer. So have a seat on the couch, and we're going to get into it a little bit. Mike B, first and foremost, Mike B said that the area that he is stuck in right now, by the way, what's up, Mike? Thanks for coming to hang out with us today on Unstuck Tuesday. I want to be like Mike when I grow up. Oh, I love that commercial, that Michael Jordan commercial. This wouldn't happen to be, no, it says Mike B. It's not Mike J. Okay, too bad. But we're still glad you're here, Mike B. Getting clients and setting up marketing funnels. Mike, I'd love it. I would love it if you could elaborate a little bit on where precisely you are struggling as far as getting clients and setting up marketing funnels goes. Could you give us a little bit more detail as to where you're struggling there so that we can help you out specifically? That would be great. So while we're waiting to hear back from Mike, I want to get into a question from Thomas. Okay, Thomas Barnes is on. Good old Thomas. What's going on, man? Glad you're here. Thanks for joining us on Unstuck Tuesdays. Thomas says, Dr. Joshua, so when selling a mobile site to a client, who's responsible for updates to the site? Is it their current web designer, or is it Thomas? That is a brilliant question. And he has some follow-up questions to that as well. But let's
get one answer first.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I see that Thomas actually rained us down with questions. Well, let's just tackle this.
Excellent.
When selling a mobile site to the clients, who is responsible for the updates to the site? If you are the one selling the site, you are responsible for it. Because it depends on where it's hosted anyway, and depends on the contract. Basically, that's what it depends on. If you signed up an agreement that you're going to charge per hour for any updates made, or you have like a block time, like let's say 10 hours, you charge extra, say $200 for the 10 hours. Let's say it's $20 per hour, right? That's what you can charge. Let's say it's like a business that updates their site regularly. You can do that for them, and you can get them to pay bulk hours.
Now, so Joshua, thank you for that. Now, here's a question. If I was Thomas, would I want to own? I'm thinking that I may want to actually have that responsibility of updating the mobile site.
Correct. That's more money for you. anyway.
Okay, yeah, talk about that a little bit, please.
Okay. Once you are the one that designed the mobile site, it's best for you to work it yourself. Especially if the client is not, he's technically challenged.
Hmm.
You are in the position to have sold it, so you'll be in the position to sell updates.
Mm.
Understand? So whether it's hourly or in block time, you have to charge them because it's your time. Okay, it's your time, and you have to be paid for it. Okay, so their current web designer basically might not have experience in mobile.
Mm.
Most things I've noticed is that most web designers do not even have that much experience in mobile.
Mm.
It's a different knowledge. Understand? You've got to go read about it. You've got to have an interest in it. Basically, most sites are not responsive. Most web designers are still sell unresponsive sites, and they still get paid for it. Okay, so that's why you guys still come in to sell mobile sites because they are not mobile responsive. Okay, so you should charge for every single update.
And that
Figure out what
actually,
your time is worth.
yeah, that's a good point, Joshua. And it reminds me of what we've spoken about in this session today, because Thomas, you did all the hard work to actually get that client, right? The hardest part was
Hmm.
closing the deal.
Hmm.
Now that the deal is closed, you want to actually go back to that client and find more ways to make money from that client. And it strikes me that, as Joshua has pointed out, the more often they're seeing you, the more often that they're interacting with you, the more chances you'll have to discover their problems and sell them more solutions.
More fries with it. Do you want fries with it?
You can ask them that question.
And that's what it is, and that's what it's about. Anyway, because with business, there has to be a relationship. There has to be a relationship. So you've got to build that relationship. Once you get the sale, that's where you get the client relationship going, because you've got to build that relationship. Do not make them forget you. It's the same thing that we're talking about with, say, dry cleaner or whoever the business, or hairdresser. They might get you today, no details for them to like send you maybe email newsletter or send you an update of what they've done. Maybe they've just gone onto Twitter. They want you to follow them so you can get more tweets about their business and all the stuff. They've got no details to actually grab you to instantaneously send information to you. Just like Oprah did. Oprah was lucky because she's well known, so it wasn't a very difficult thing to actually follow Oprah. I don't think I'm actually following on Twitter anyway. I would go check her out and follow her. I hope she follows me.
Don't hold your breath. But
What are
Thomas
you
is.
saying, man? Don't even
I'm
say
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry, man.
You,
Yeah,
you
that's
will
my
be
fault.
surprised.
I don't even know where that came
I'll
from.
let her know who I am
I
anyway.
have no idea where that came from. So sorry. Thomas is asking, so, he
Yeah.
gives examples of realtors, for example. Realtors will
Hmm.
probably need a lot of frequent updates. And
Hmm.
Thomas actually says some of his outsourcers refuse to do realtors or restaurants that have large menus. Joshua, how would you handle that situation if you were Thomas?
Okay. Basically, they most of the guys that actually run away yourself. When the outsourcers run away from you, run away from them too. Because why? Why did I say that? Because those ones that are actually running away from you do not have a clue what to do. The
Hmm.
smart ones basically will say to you, you need to set it up in an Excel sheet. They tell you what they need.
Hmm.
It's like a click upload stuff, and then it's all set up. So the guys that actually run away from you still do it manually. The smarter ones that you should be looking out for are the ones that use softwares to do it, or that can automate stuff.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're trying to say to me now, like not anything against India or the Philippines or anything like that, but In the third world countries, they want the dollar. Every dollar counts. So they would never say no to you unless you're approaching the wrong people, because half of the time, many of them go to college, maybe study something in college, maybe basic HTML, and then you come up with having to update 20 pages or 30 pages. They would find that scary for the amount that you want to pay them. So if they haven't got the multi-upload stuff, how to actually automate this stuff, then they would run away from it as a very big job, because they feel it's a very big job. It's just like an e-commerce site selling 2,000 products. All you need to do is just get the list of products and upload. Once you have the systems, they know how to get all this sorted out, upload it, and everything is all linked up. So they need to have a data file. The data file makes it clear to them and makes it easier for them to actually upload everything at once. Okay? So always look for the guys that would actually make it brain dead easy for you. So when you're going to your client to say, okay, send me the update, you know you have a file that they can fill out for you for the updates. If they want you to actually gather up the updates, right, you've got to charge for it. Every single thing that's going to take your time, you've got to charge for it. Okay? Because you're not their receptionist or their secretary or anything like that. They can get their secretary to do that. You are a marketing consultant, not a web designer per se. Because I try to make it very clear we do offer web designing services as one of the services that complements our marketing consultancy. So this is how I actually position myself. I make you understand I'm not the web guy. I come in with strategies that would help your business grow, and I've got every tools in my arsenal to bring that hit. Website, being a website, landing page, infographic, whatever you might need, I've got you covered. That's the way I keep it. Okay, I hope this actually helps you, Thomas, and any other questions that you might have, you can blaze it on.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks a lot, Joshua. Thanks a lot, Dr. Joshua. So, Thomas, that was a great question. We have another really good question from our good friend, Harry Shaw. Harry, how are you, friend? Thank you for coming to join us on Unstuck Tuesdays today. Hope your Monday was good, and I hope you are following Oprah on Twitter, because everybody's following Oprah on Twitter. Okay, so Joshua, here's the deal. Harry wants to sell reputation management, okay? Fantastic service to sell, right?
Okay.
Now, Harry has no problem cold calling or direct mailing these customers, which is actually really good. Most people, struggle with things like cold calling. So kudos to you. But Harry says he knows the customer has to ask their customers for reviews, right? And Harry knows that he can create a card for this client. Let's pretend it's a restaurant, just for the sake of the story. So Harry knows he has to he can present this restaurant with a card that they can print out, which asks the restaurant's customers for reviews. Okay, no problem so far. Fulfilling is where Harry is getting a little bit mixed up. He doesn't know if he needs one of these various expensive reputation management software tools and membership sites, which he really doesn't want. He doesn't want to have to pay that much. Or should he create a review website that he controls, right? Or create a review website that the customer controls? Or how would you get started out, Joshua, if you were Harry and you actually had a customer that said, yes, Joshua, I need help with reputation management. Go. How would you start?
Okay. Has he paid you yet? Fair question. Has he paid you yet? He's got. I would want Harry to let me know that first. Because if he has paid you, then we can think. Because at the end of the day, it's like, we are happy for this. How to actually solve that problem is very easy. You've got all the answers. You just confuse which way to go. basically. So if he has paid you for your service, I would love to know what you charge them for, because at the end of the day, you've got to explain to them, okay, you're going to actually monitor this through a review portal. The review portal can have option for them to leave a review for the customer on their own site. Maybe you create like a subdomain or something where the client's customers can actually click through to leave reviews and leave their name and email address, so they can you can add that to the list. Okay, and let's say the customer has like Yelp or Google Plus accounts, Google local accounts, and all those stuff. You can have those options as well. Depending, let's say, for instance, now the client has a bad review on Google Plus. Let's say his rating is about 3 stars. The rest of the ratings on, say, Yelp and the other places are quite cool. They're on the 5-star stuff, or there are no stars. What we're going to be working mainly on is going to be the bad reputation. Okay, so for the bad reputation, what you need to do is send more reviews to the review site that's got more bad reputations. Why? Because that would improve their reputation.
So let me clarify that, if I may, Joshua. So I think what you're saying is, if this particular restaurant, and again we're pretending it's a restaurant, if this particular restaurant has decent reviews on Google Plus, but they have like a nasty review on Yelp, this review site, Harry's review site, should send people who want to leave good reviews to Yelp.
Correct. That makes the job easier, because at the end of the day, you want to actually build up the worst review site first before you can now start sprinkling the review around the rest of the of Google. Like let's say, for instance, he grabs the video testimonial for one of his customers. You can rank that for their name. Obviously, it's going to be a lot easier to rank for. Okay, so you can use all that to push the negative review further down. But when it's on Google and it's on Yelp, people visit Yelp people actually go to Yelp to search for businesses. Okay, so it's a lot easier to work on the worst review case first before you can now start focusing on spreading the review around all over the internet, or the different other different review sites, or their own private review portal. Okay, it helps because at the end of the day, the plan is to actually make them look good.
Right.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to start working on creating a new dress when there's one that needs to be fixed, that's bringing a lot of leaks into the house, or say a roof, for instance. You would try to like fix up that one first, so that you can go on to build up a new one. Okay, because at the end of the day, they are paying for you to actually improve their review, and once they see results, they would start paying you more. They would start seeing more reasons to actually stick with you. Okay, and it's always good to get them to understand that if, let's say, they have a very bad review, and you found that let's say it's going to take 15 reviews, 4 5-star reviews to actually get it to maybe from a 3.5 star or 2.5 star to a 4-star. We need to actually send most of all the reviews, the new good reviews, to that site, so that we can improve that review and try to tie the customer into a 3 months service minimum, because that gives you enough room for them to chase up their customers for reviews. Helps you now get you started, at least for the first few weeks, where they're still getting things together, where you are still setting things up, to start getting the review. At least the first 6 weeks, you should have a couple of reviews sent over to that site. Okay, so that's the way I actually work it out. I might say to them, okay, 10 reviews. You're signing up for maybe $500 every week, every month. Let's say I'll say 5 to 10 reviews every month. I'll say 10 reviews for that. I would post 10 reviews to the different channels. Okay, most of the time I do not want to actually post it myself. I always try to automate that to get the business, the client's customer to do it themselves, so that it doesn't get flagged, it doesn't get it doesn't get stuck anywhere. Apology, that's crazy. Anyway, it doesn't get.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
It looks very sad, man. But it doesn't get stuck anywhere. So that's basically the idea. Okay. I hope I have helped enough for to help Harry.
Yeah, so Joshua, Harry clarifies that he would like a specific review portal that we can either recommend or one that we create. I think that will help him. So it sounds like Harry is on the same page with us as far as the approach, but he's actually trying to figure out what tool he can use to implement this. And I guess some of the tools he's seen already are not a fit, either for price reasons or for other reasons.
All right, I can tell you this, right? If you are not technically challenged, you can create one yourself. If you are, I would
or if you're pressed for time as well.
Or you're pressed for time, I would actually recommend using WordPress to set up like a portal. Okay. You're going to have two ends to it, the bad review and the good review.
Hey, Joshua. Joshua, I apologize, but I know that this is something that we've talked about in the recent past, and we have one of our guys on our team has it on his list to actually create something like that. Do you think maybe we could work with Harry as like a test case and maybe draw something up for him to see if we could make something that would meet his needs? What do you think?
Yes, I would love to have a chat with Harry, because we've got a developer that might come up with something, but that would, for us to actually get started, we might have to help you out set up something simple that would get you going, depending on how much time you've been given and how much time that is left. We can, in fact, it's best. I'm going to take up this challenge. I would, if Harry can connect with us, but you can give him the best way that he can get connected.
Will do, yeah.
So that we can have a chat and get this working. We can work out something for you and set it up where this, and look for a way that we can automate it, where it's a lot easier for anyone that wants to manage reputation, especially when it comes to the management, not the monitoring. But when it comes to monitoring, we are still looking at ways to actually get the monitoring angle into what we're doing. But at the moment, we are looking at the reputation management as #1 priority to get this handled, because the rest of the stuff can actually still be automated, but the management portal makes it easier for you to actually incorporate a subscription, a monthly payment plan for them to manage their review sites, and their reviews in general.
Very cool stuff. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. And Harry, thank you very much for asking that clarifying question. Really appreciate that, because we want to make sure you guys actually get the answer that you need. Brilliant question. I bet you there are probably 20 people on the call who were trying to figure out exactly what you asked, Harry. So thank you. Thomas asked a follow-up question. So Thomas had the question initially about the mobile site fulfillment, right, for the realtors. And so he's asking what kind of software is available to build complex websites with lots of pages where you're automating a lot of the process. Joshua, do we have anything that can help Any tools we have in the back pocket we could help Thomas with?
Uh, we need to ask Thomas first. Where has he been spying on us or something? 'Cause I think Thomas has been spying on us or something because he's been reading reading our mind somehow.
We found a picture of Thomas.
Yeah, that's Thomas right
Don't
there.
panic, Thomas. Don't panic.
Well, we got your back. Anyway, with regards to this, right, we had the same issues having to do this manually. It was stressful. He started turning it into something that creates a lot of problems in our business, especially when it comes to fulfillment. We wanted to be able to get things click button, click, and get the website set up. And just all you need to do, copy and paste content, add some images, half an hour, 1 hour with the VA. They've got that sorted, and we've got money in the bank. That was my idea of the mobile site. I hate having to take forever to get things done. Okay, so we do have a mobile software that we have been using to get things done for us, and we have not actually looked at. We've been actually looking at, or I was looking at sometime soon to let it out to the public, but we do have templates. From our templates, we've been able to create stuff that you can easily customize, from adding videos, adding RSS. We have been working very hard with this, and including setting up side-by-side comparison kind of landing pages, prospecting pages, having to, make it branded easy, that it's all clicks to get to the solution. I hate having to talk so much, not necessarily, but I hate talking. I love talking when there is something very interesting to me, and also when I'm paid. Okay, and it makes it very exciting too. So because I enjoy having to talk about what I've been paid to do anyway. But at the end of the day, the software at the moment, we have 11 variations of templates. You can change images. You can. I would have loved to show you that, but I don't know.
How about we do that next time we join? I'll tell you what, guys, because we're at the top of the hour, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. We didn't even think it would go this long, but we had a lot of really good questions, and apologies if we didn't get to your question this week. We'll go ahead and repeat this. If Joshua's cool with it, we can repeat this again next Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you need help with either of those two product ideas that Harry and Thomas came up with, let us know. Harry asked for the sort of reputation management review portal, whether we have a solution, a simple and affordable solution for that. So we're going to see what we can put together for Harry. If you're interested in being a beta tester for that, hey, you could jump on in. Just Skype me or Skype Joshua. But if you're interested in the other tool, which Thomas talked about, which is basically a mobile site tool that helps you automate a lot of the process, including making updates for the client. If you're interested in that, I haven't asked Joshua yet, but I think it'll be. Is it okay? Okay. He says it's okay.
This is the Funnel Mechanics family, man. We've got to give them some. We're going to give them some.
Good looking
Provided,
out.
right, guys, anyone that's jumping on this, right, is going to make sure that they give us lovely testimonials and all that stuff, all that good stuff, because really and truly, we want to charge top dollar for this, but we wouldn't be in a position to charge top dollar when we don't have our guys actually making top dollar with. Okay, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. That sounds fair to me. Sounds fair. Okay, so
I hope you guys actually not seeing it like I want you guys to see like an opportunity to actually go out there and know that your fulfillment of your service is totally taken care of. Okay, you can actually have your missus, your girlfriend, someone that doesn't have a clue about technology. And did I say that you're not going to be messing with any codes unless you want to? Because with our software, we make sure that you will not be editing any codes, having to dive into any codes. Basically, all you need to do, find out what color codes that your clients have, change a couple of stuff, add some images, add the video, any video that you want, add some content. We are looking at getting the m-commerce going on the platform too. So we've got great stuff coming through, man. I'm actually working on stuff that I would have loved to be around. You know what I mean? I would have loved to be using myself the way that I want it. So, and the fun thing about it is like we are here to listen to you. So whatever suggestions that you guys come up with, and we see that that's doable, just count it as a job done.
And and by the way, this is not to suggest that missuses or girlfriends are any less technically competent.
No,
Because in my house, my wife is way more technically competent. Actually, my kids are the most technically competent in our house. So
I will have to confess myself. I'll have to confess myself when it comes to anything to do with maybe uninstall stuff or get stuff. I don't have the patience for it. So I always get my missus. I get her to do it because she sees my frustration when I start using words I shouldn't be using, making sure the kids are not around when I'm using them. But she understands that and then takes it off my hand and helps me with it. So we do all have challenges. So I do not want to anyone to take it offensive, but really and truly, I thought of the most technically challenged person, which was Bolaji, and I made him to actually look at this, and then he said to me, "Oh, I can do this," and that got us. This got us to actually get this rocking, because I now put it to the next level where the programmers can actually edit the files as well if they got like any CSS skills and all those stuff. And it's something that I would not want to learn anyway.
I'm not that technically challenged, am I, Joshua? Am I?
No, you're not.
On that note, folks, I think we need to go ahead and get off because this is getting a little bit loopy here. But thank you for hanging out with us on Unstuck Tuesdays. This was a lot of fun. We hope you were able to learn from Harry's question and Thomas's question and the other great questions we had. If you got value from this, let us know, and we might go. I think we'll go ahead and do this again next Tuesday. But looking forward to doing it.
Let us know. They have to let us know.
You think
They
so?
have to let us know. Yeah, we need to get enough yeses so that we would be in the position to say yes, we want to do this again. Because it's interesting as well. I've got kids, so I want to make sure that anytime I'm spending on the webinar is worth my time. People want to be here too, so it gets me excited to want to leave whatever I'm doing so I can bring the heat as well. Make sure that I'm in my best A game. You know what I mean? To answer any funny questions and have to deal with Bolaji as well.
My handwriting is terrible on here. Anyway, that's our cue, folks. When we start drawing on the screen, you know it's time to go. Thank you. We hope we made your Tuesday a little more enjoyable. We hope we got some of you unstuck. And tell you what, we'll hang out again next Tuesday. All right, folks, on behalf of Joshua and myself, we're the Funnel Mechanics, and good luck growing your business. Let us know how else we can help. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
Peace, guys.